don't know. I didn't feel like uploading again today. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a live stream. And yeah, I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not feeling videos right now. I go through this every once in a while. Usually I just ignore it and just keep putting out videos. But like, I don't know. It's different now and I have a new job. So I'm just like, hi Mike. So I have a new job. So now I'm just kind of like adjusting to the new job and figuring out what the schedule is and stuff. And then today, the girl that I'm replacing decided to quit. So they weren't prepared for that. So now I'm taking all her hours and I'm just like looking at the schedule and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll still upload obviously, but like it probably won't be as many as I've been doing because I had bumped up my videos to 3 per week. It might have to be 1 per week for a while. That and like my motivation for doing videos is a little low right now. Um, which sucks. I love doing videos. I always love doing videos, but like I said, I just go through this once in a while. Or I'm like, I need a little break. And all my energy, I think a part of the reason why I haven't been feeling like doing videos is that like literally all my energy has been going into um the book that I'm writing. I mentioned it a little bit in the last stream. And I mentioned it in my like New Year's resolution videos that I wanted to get it done by whenever, and I never did it, and I lost my motivation for it. And so like I feel like because all my creative energy is going into figuring out the book and like figuring out how to get started, and I've got some momentum. Like I actually, I'm starting stuff. I even like started drawing a map for my little world inside the story, and I'm just like, I'm getting somewhere with it finally. I have the story all up in here, but I just wasn't putting it down, and you have to like create all these character names. So even though I have like characters in my head, they're not like full characters. So I'm just kind of like getting somewhere, and so I think part of why like I'm just not feeling videos is because the creativity is going to the book right now. And so I'm just like, oh shoot, I gotta figure out the balance of creativity and my work schedule, my new work schedule. So I'm just like, okay, well, okay. And I always feel like I'm like having to figure out a balance for something, all the time. But like, part of me is like, maybe I should take a break from YouTube and just focus all my energy on finishing this book and work. But at the same time, I don't want to do that because one, that would mess up my algorithm, and two, like I love making videos. I know I wouldn't want to not make videos, and like I wouldn't want to disappoint anybody on my channel if I didn't make videos. Not that anyone's that looking forward to my videos. Hi Jay, what's up, girl? Sorry, I got busy talking to myself here, so just talking about the book and stuff, and like I said, part of me wants to do that, but I'm like, no, that would mess up what little algorithm I have, and not that anyone's really looking that forward to my videos, but I don't know, I feel like some people might be sad, maybe. Mainly it's myself, I would be sad if I didn't upload videos. Just have me be you. I can post videos for you. No one will know. I know, right? I mean, they really wouldn't know. They'd just be like, oh, hey, it's Cat. Khaleesi. Hi, Khaleesi. Glad you got your internet back. you just missed me talking. I know I'm sideways, and I'm sorry. Like, I'm using a selfie stick, and it doesn't work. But holding it like this is so awkward. Like, because the selfie stick don't bend this way. But yeah. But no, like I said, I've thought about taking a break from videos, but I don't want to do that. I gotta figure out how to manage my time. Like, I gotta figure out when I'm gonna film, because now I have to go around my work schedule. So I'm like, okay, which that sucks. I mean, I'm glad I have a job. Don't get me wrong. Um, but it sucks because before I had all this free time and I figured out when to record, when to edit, and when to upload. So I had that all figured out. But now I can't do that because I have to work. So I'm just like, all right, I gotta refigure out when to film, when to edit, and when to upload. And on top of that, I'm writing um, this book that I told you guys about in the last stream, and I was just talking about. So I'm writing this book, and um, now I gotta factor that into time. So I'm like, okay, when am I gonna sit down and write? So it's like, when am I gonna film? When am I gonna edit? When am I gonna write? And then I have to do this around the work schedule. And I'm trying to get my license. So I'm like, okay, I need to put time into studying so I can get my license. So I'm just like, ah, this sucks. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never been so busy. Like, a little while ago I'd gotten really busy, and I'm like, man, this is the busiest I've ever been. But now I'm like, nope, this is gonna be the busiest I've ever been, because I really, 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 really want to get this done. I have a huge goal of getting this done by the end of this year. I know I'm probably not gonna hit it, but I want to get done by the end of the year. Hey, Rainbow Girl, you are smart. I know you'll figure this out. Thanks. I will. And a big part of why I want to get done this year is just like, I just want to get it done, because I keep telling myself I'm gonna get it done. I keep like always doing that. I'm like, oh, I'll get half of it done by the end of this year, and I never did. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get all of it done. At least I should say the rough draft done. Okay, because there's a lot more to writing a book than, oh, you write it and then publish it. No, you gotta write a rough draft. So the first version of your book is a rough draft. Then you have to go through it, make changes, add details. Because that's the thing I've learned, is that you have to write without real detail. Like, you just want to get the basic story down. I think that was a part of my problem, because I was sitting there like trying to think of how to like detail it and how to word things. And I'm like, you know what? You just need to get a rough draft down, and then when you go into editing, like, because I'm writing it on a physical book, when I go to put it on the computer, which I have started putting on the computer, by the way, so hopefully that won't be too hard for me later, but you have to put the whole thing back into the computer, so you're basically writing the story twice, or at least this is how I'm doing it. I know most people just type it up right away, but it's easier for me to actually write and carry a book around with me than to like type it on my computer. So basically going to be writing it twice, but that's also an advantage, because then when I go through, I can change it and add detail as I go, like when I'm putting it into the computer. So hopefully the rough draft will be done by this year. And also, this was an afterthought after I had already decided I wanted to get it done by the end of this year, and after I had already like, damn, Khaleesi busting out the 400 likes. Yeah, girl, thank you for that. Sorry, I'm so bad at free spin. She deserves it though. Aw, you're so sweet. Sorry, I'm so bad at you now. Applause from Jenny G. Oh, thank you for the applause. Especially when I get talking and I'm like not looking at the screen. I lost what I was saying. Oh, the afterthought. And this is like kind of a dark afterthought. After I'd already decided that like, oh, I want to get done by the end of this year, at least the draft. I was like, I definitely want to get it done. I want my grandparents to be able to read it. Because I've already accepted the fact that, like, my grandparents are probably not going to get to see my future children, and that's just a harsh reality. Like, if you guys have been keeping up, you know that um, my grandparents have been having problems. I haven't really updated about this, but they're not doing the greatest. I mean, they're okay, but they're not, you know, they're not doing the greatest. So, like I said, I've realized, I'm like, oh, my grandparents aren't gonna get to see my kids because I'm not gonna be having kids for a while, and I want to finish this book so they can, you know, read it. And it's like, I'm putting a lot into it. Like, I never finish anything that I start. I never, you know, like, I have all these great ideas and I never do anything with them, and I want to do something, you know. Oh my gosh, I'm the same cat. Yeah, I know. I'm just terrible. Like, I get all these great ideas and then I never finish them. I always start them, but I never finish them. And I'm like, dang it. And you know what's sad? I started writing this when I was like 16 years old. I am 23 now. This should be done already. But I was actually telling Jay the other day that it's because, like, it got deleted multiple times. There was at one point when I had 6 chapters and it got deleted, and I was very upset. After that is when I gave up. I was like, nope, I'm done. And I've also kind of rewritten the story and changed some major things, and that's okay. But yeah, so I'm just like, I'm gonna get this done for myself and for my grandparents, and like, they probably forgot that I'm doing this, to be honest. Like, I told them a long time ago about it when I first started it, and I remember my grandma being really excited about it. She's like, "Oh, I better be the first one to read it." And I never really talked about it again, especially after I gave up on it. I didn't talk about it, and I rarely talk about it because I'm like, if I talk about it, people are gonna get excited, and then I'm just gonna disappoint them because I can never finish anything. Like, that's literally how I think, and I hate disappointing people. So now that I'm like, I've been talking about it more with like my family and my friends, and I'm telling you guys on here, and I'm talking more about it. I feel like that's gonna help push me to finish it because I'm just like, I need to finish this because I told people about it, and I'm not gonna disappoint anybody. I mean, it's one thing if I disappoint myself. I always disappoint myself, but I don't like disappointing other people. So I have a book I started in middle school, 12 chapters written in the flash drive. I saved it on broke, so I tried to find the it cut you off, which was completely unreadable. Aw, that sucks. I'm sorry. See, that's partially why I am actually physically writing it in a notebook, because okay, you can see how much is like not finished. But what's sad is I've gotten way further than I had it before. That's so sad. Um, but uh, uh, but yeah, so I'm just like, I'm gonna get this done. I'm so proud of that. I gotten so much stuff done, and also the story is really excelling. Oh, I also finally got a storyline down. Like, I wrote it in my notes, just like the outline of the story, because part of it was I had it in my head, but I wasn't sure how the events were going. So now I wrote that all down, and so it's kind of helping me go smoother with writing. That's what I did. Oh, don't let that notebook out of your sight. I swear to Bob. Yeah, no, I will not let that notebook out of my sight. I usually keep it in one place. I usually don't take it with me anywhere. Except for my last job, I would write sometimes because there's just like a lull in things. I am thinking about taking it with my new work because the other day when I was working, that's when I actually wrote the outline to the story in my phone, and I started getting all these ideas, for the book, and I was like, shoot, I should have brought the book with because there happened to be a lull when I was working, and I was working by myself too, so it would have been fine. So I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll start bringing it with me to work too, and just when it gets a lull, just start writing, start writing like crazy. But ugh, excuse me. Um, oh, thank you for inviting fans. Thank you for becoming a fan, Jenny. Fan, Jenny. I can't freaking talk today. I can never talk. What am I talking about? Bless you. Thank you, Jai. But no, so I'm just excited, and I'm like, I didn't have a video for you guys today. I'm still editing that one video that was supposed to go up like a week ago. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do another live stream. I think that's just what I'm gonna do when I don't have a video. Is just do a live stream. Like that's just how I'm gonna solve that problem. You're welcome. Sorry for asking hard questions. No, you're good. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I want to talk more detail about the book, but and I'm not saying that like I just have such a great idea. Somebody's going to steal it, so I'm not gonna tell you guys about it. That's not what I'm trying to say, but you never know. You never know. Okay? You never know. Somebody might be like, huh, it's a great idea, and then steal it. So that's why I'm not saying more detail, but I really want to. I am really excited about it. What genre is it? It's a fantasy novel, and haha, no, save it until you're done. Is it fantasy or sci-fi? Paranormal, yes. It's fantasy. Wait, I just said that, I think. I'm so bad at live streaming. I'm sorry. But it's kind of like I don't want to like I don't want to use this as an example because then that's gonna make it seem really hyped, and I'm like, it's not that good. I wish it was that good, but it's not that good. But it's kind of Harry Potter meets Lord of the Rings ish type of thing, you know. Again, I shouldn't use those examples because those are like fantastic, and I'm never going to be nowhere near that fantastic of a writer. But that's kind of the type of story. Randall, you're fine. Oh, sorry, Mama's texting me. I love fantasy, Randall, you're fine. Oh, yeah. So like, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I just, like I said, I don't want to hype it too much. Just believe in yourself. I know. I'm not saying it's crap. It's not crap. I actually can be a pretty good writer. I used to write poems and I used to write short stories, and I have a few of them that actually are um good. My one short horror story that I wrote, a lot of people really like it, and I had a friend, which they're probably just being nice, but I had a friend who was like, it sounds like something Stephen King wrote. And I was like, well, you're full of shit, but thank you. Like, so I can write well. I'm just saying it's not as good as, Harry Potter and The Lord of the Rings, which I love. The Lord of the Rings. Well, I learned after my art project started, I guarded it until, whoops, right until it was done, but my idea gave birth to 3 years of work. So, recommend you on mythology, religion, and also urban legends if you wish to avoid Harry Potter pitfall. Oh Lord. Yeah, no, I've always had huge fascination with mythical creatures, and like, I know this gonna sound silly, but I do believe that mythical creatures are real. Okay, you're not gonna tell me that unicorns are not real. They're real. Okay. But no, I've always had a huge love for mythical creatures and stuff like that, so I would be doing a lot of research and stuff. See. Uh, but yeah, so I'm just I'm so excited. I can't believe that I'm actually getting somewhere. I can't believe that I have a map of the world starting to be drawn out. Like, I think I might do some character drawings too. They fled this planet to avoid human stupidity, just like the fairies. Haha, we had the unicorn sparkle party at work. That's awesome. Um, but no, I forgot what I was saying. What the fuck was I going to say? Mm, 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 mm. It will come to me. It will come to me. Come on. Where'd you go? My thought flew away. Just flew away. Bye bye, thought. It's gone. If it comes back, it comes back. Oh, glittering. Sorry, oh, happy about getting somewhere. That was what the last I heard. I know he's gonna guess me. Oh man. How you read the dark fantasy book Bone Witch? No, I haven't. I'll totally guess you in a minute though, Jay. Uh, freaking what was I gonna say now? This is why I can't live stream. um, oh, fantasy book. Today I received in the mail part of what like sparked me to or gave me a kick in the pants to get this done was one of my favorite YouTubers, Lita. She took a break and ended up finishing her fantasy novel, and like I just seen her posting about it, and I'm just like, God, because she's always inspired me, always. Like she was one of the first YouTubers I used to watch, and today in the mail I got her book, so I'm really excited to read it. I'm like, I can't wait to read it. Part of me doesn't want to read anything until I finish the book because like I don't want anything to like get stuck in my head, you know. Um, it was a cool expression and great inspiration. I'll definitely check it out and read it. I feel like Bone Witch is something I've heard before, but I know I didn't watch it. That teddy bear, hello, hello, teddy bear. um, but yeah, so no, I'm excited to read that, but I might wait until I get, or at least till I get significantly far. Though I mean, I have pretty much everything set for how I want it to work and stuff like that, and then like so it's a big adventure and there's like romance in it and action and I'm just like I'm so excited. Like I said, I wish I could tell you guys more detail, but you never know who's watching, so man, I really wish I could remember what the heck I was saying earlier. And you know, a big part of why I do believe. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about the mythical creatures thing. Yeah, I'm painting now for 15 from it. Ooh, cool. Um, yeah, it just came back to me. What I was going to say about mythical creatures, that's what it was. Two things. One, a big part of why I believe mythical creatures are real is because of all my paranormal experiences, which I've talked about on my channel before. Two, well, paranormal slash spiritual experiences I've had. Two, when I was younger, I saw a fairy. And then last year, I saw a different type of fairy again, like in person, and I wasn't hallucinating. And like, I, that was a big part of it. Like, because of my experiences growing up and seeing these things, and like, I know in my heart that they're real. But that's like why I believe that they're real. But what I was going to say earlier was my theory about mythical creatures. Like you were saying, no, like an actual like little fairy. Um, but there's this whole theory about mythical creatures and why we don't see them all the time, and it's kind of similar to like what Khaleesi was just saying about how they like took off. Like not quite that, but there's this theory that there is like different dimensions, and that sometimes certain atmosphere like is a great portal between them. So some people think that what happens is these dimensions, slip into each other. So then these creatures come into our world temporarily, and we spot them and we see them, but then when we go search for them, they already gone. Like they already went to the other dimension. So like there's this whole theory about that, and I honestly believe that. Like I think that certain climates though make it a lot harder for it to be like closed off, so it's like easier for them to just kind of, fade through them both. Well, I believe fairies can be both. I know in Scotland, fairies are evil. She isn't body or to see the fae. You have to spiritually attune yourself to the planes to see them all the time, but occasionally the planes bleed and you can see them. Yep, exactly. I see nursing fairy, but I've seen other things. Yeah, that's the other thing is that these dimensions I believe are on certain frequencies, and if you can higher your frequency, which anybody can do, like that's the thing I tell people, because I've talked about how I'm an empath and that like um my family is very in tune with the paranormal stuff like that. That's because like we're kind of born with our third eye open. But this is what I try to tell people, because some people are like, "Oh, you just think you're special, or you just want to be special, or whatever," and that's why you say these things. And it's like literally anybody can do this. Like if you meditate and you center yourself and you actually take the time to learn, like you can higher your frequency and you can do these things too. Like that's why I always get irritated with people when they say like you just want to be special. And it's like, if you've went through the things that I went through, like there's some, like not all of it's positive. Like not all of it is positive. You're lucky. I'm jealous you were born with your eye open. Yeah, my mom was too. Like my mom she's got some shit going on. We don't know what. She's got like a little bit of clairvoyancy. She's got a little bit of like something. I'm mainly an empath, and like that intunes me to a lot of stuff. 100% agree, Rainbow. You have to be willing to believe and open up only to the good. Yep. My mom works as a medium, and some can't learn though. Yeah, I believe you're born with or without it. Well, I do think that some people they can't. Like, I feel like some people are just so stuck in a belief that they just, even when they want to, they can't. Like I do think some people really truly can't, but that's because of their self, you know. Um, and actually, like I'm going to be seeing a medium on the third. The third's tomorrow, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm going to go see the medium tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. My stepdad, he's like, I wonder if the medium's going to be able to tell about you and your mom. I'm like, maybe. Who knows? You never know. I was born into it. Both my grandmothers all have the gift. See, you want to know what's something really weird about that? Uh, my family, And when I say my family, I mean like me, my mom, my siblings, like my family, the immediate family. Like we all have these experiences. Even my brother has had them. My sister's had a few experiences. Um, they don't have it as much as me and my mom, but they still have these experiences. They still have these things that happen. But it doesn't seem to run in my family. Like I had asked my grandma about it, and she had no idea what it did. And like, I don't really talk to my dad's side, so I don't know about on that side of the family. But like, I asked my grandma because like my mom has these things. So it's really weird that it doesn't seem to run on our in our family. I guess some of my mom's siblings do have like spiritual things that happen, but I would love to find out if like psychics or something run in my family. But like I feel like that's a thing that my family probably kept secret because like I kind of noticed that about my mom's side of the family that there tends to be a lot of secrets. And I mean, also, way back when you couldn't talk about that stuff because you might get yourself in some trouble there. Let's put into it. Give true danger when these people pay money for getting open and can't, and they pay more and more. Yeah. See, someone who truly would know could tell them, like, listen, unfortunately, you can't get yours open. Like, and that sucks. One of the females have it. It runs maybe 6 generations. Who knows about 10 generations back? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, some stuff like that, especially if you don't keep a physical record of it, it's like, how are you going to know? Like, I don't know, but something's got to run in my family because, like, my grandma, she's like, no, you guys are the only ones that seem to really have it. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, my grandparents, they've had, like, paranormal experiences, but, like, some of the stuff that me and my mom have went through, it's like intense spiritual stuff, and it's just weird. And I really want to know. I really want to know if it runs in the family. It's got to. It's got to run in the family. Like, or maybe we're related to something. I don't know. Something's going on. Um, but I'm just, going off on a tangent now. But I am excited. I do get a little bit skeptical when it comes to like public psychics and mediums and stuff, but I do believe in psychics and mediums. But I am still excited to uh, meet the medium tomorrow. Can't believe it's gonna be tomorrow already. I forgot. My first is juice candy. Like it's nice. The only other person in my family who's even interested in this stuff is one of my mom's cousins in Salem, as in the Salem. Never met her though. Yeah. Um, that'd be so cool. I want to visit Salem. I think that would be epic. Like, but it'd also probably be bad for me just because being an empath, sometimes you tune into things, and if there's a lot of leftover energy, which there is because so much violence happened in that area, it probably would be overwhelming. But it would still be a hell of an experience. Being an empath is a curse and a blessing. That is so true. And what sucks is the fact that I can't control it. It tunes in when it decides to, and then there's times where I need to tune into something, and it's just like, nah, brah, I'm on vacation, and I hate that. I'm like, dang it. And that's something I've been trying to work on. Like, it's been put on the back burner though. Trying to do meditation and stuff like that to see if I can strengthen and control it, but I am too busy. I haven't been able to. Eventually, when I get settled and everything settles, I'll be able to work on that again. Oh my gosh, I'd so do it. Yeah, I know. I used to meditate and practice and try to control it. Um, it seemed to be working for a little bit, but like I said, it got put on the back burner. I don't believe in. Yeah, it makes it hard to believe in someone when they demand money. At the same time, I can understand needing money um for doing stuff like that because it can take a lot out of you. Like I do it accidentally when I tune into things and I just feel drained afterwards. So like part of me can understand where you're just like, you know what? I'm doing these things for people. I'm draining myself. I'm gonna make some money at it. Like I can understand it to a point. I see both sides. It's like I can see why someone might charge, but at the same time, it's like that's what makes it, me a little more skeptical, especially if they charge like a lot. I mean, if they're charging like a lot of money, it's just like, I don't know about you, you know? People across the freaking country, but other times it's just nothing. Yep. Yeah, I used to have a friend that me and her were just really, really, really tuned into each other. And there'd be times where, like, all of a sudden, I would feel like I was having a panic attack. And I wouldn't know why. Like, I would just be doing nothing. I would just be, like, sitting here, right, doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, I would feel panicky. And I'm just like, what's going on? Why am I freaked out? What's happening? Why do I feel like there's danger? And I'm like looking around trying to figure it out. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call my friend. And I'd call her and I'd say, what's wrong? And she would be crying because she's having a panic attack. Like, so I used to have this friend that we would do that, and vice versa. She would do it to me too. Like, she'd send me a text being like, "You okay?" And I'd be like crying or something, you know? So we would do it to each other all the time. Like, certain people, I feel like you can just tune in and vibe with. And like, my one friend, Kit, she's also an empath. And there's days where I think that we accidentally amplify each other because we're both empaths. And like, um, if we're having a day where we're tuning in, we can't be around each other because then we get really emotional. Nowadays, it's so easy to Google people. Yep. My mom takes no money for mourners or spirits in need. Yep. Though some have given gifts later, like garden or house. Oh, see, that's nice. See, that's cool. Because, like, I feel like if I was a really powerful psychic, I don't know if I would charge. I don't think I would. I'd like to think I wouldn't because I feel like I would rather help people, that actually need it. And just make it like a side thing, like I do my main stuff, pay for my bills that way, and then I go help people. I feel like that's what I would do. Um, and if I could do it now, I would help people. Like if I could use my empathness to help others, I would. But like I said, my empathness just does it when it wants to do it, and that's it. I have no say in the matter. Rainbow, you and I are so like, I swear. I told you, Jay, me and you were twins in past lives. Sam, I hate when people suffer. It hurts. I know. I hate when people are in pain and they clearly need help. And like I said, if I could help people, I would. That's partly why um, becoming like a holistic health practitioner has been on my mind. Like, I don't know. I want to do something in life that really helps people. Yes, Colleen saying. I'm not even gonna bother to learn how to actually pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Khaleesi forever. Don't we all wish we could help the world though? The world could use a lot of helping. And like a lot of spiritual helping. Like that's the thing that people ignore. People ignore their spiritual and emotional health. Yes, no. Older woman that 45,000. Wow. That's a horrible, horrible person. Like, I don't understand how people can. Some people just disgust me. Like, why would you? That's absolutely horrible. Like, see, that's stuff that hurts my heart, and I'm just like, God, I wish I could help. Like, see, that's kind of stuff that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could help people, but I'm not a psychic. My abilities don't go that way. Um, tuned down for sexualist to my fiance. Well, too bad. I'm not repeating it. Should have paid attention to me, damn it. But no, I just see that, like I said, that's the type of stuff that I wish I could help people. I don't know what time it is. I know I'm not gonna be able to do a super long live stream, but I thought I'd pop in here and talk with you guys for a bit. In my mind right now, like as I'm talking about all of this, like all of a sudden, like stuff in my head is just like, you should start writing again. You should start writing again. You should start writing, especially because like right now the scene I'm writing is like super intense. Like it's the scene of which everything's unfolding, So I'm just like, I'm itching to write it. Ooh, have you tried to paint in a meditative trance? No. I'm very bad at meditating because when I was younger, my abilities were a lot more that's not a sentence. Oh my god. When I was younger, my abilities were way more intense. And so I would meditate and I would like hear voices and stuff. So it kind of like pushed me away from meditating, and that just kind of stuck with me. I mean, it doesn't matter now because I have meditated a couple times. Um, I've thought about trying the what's it called, when you write while in a like meditative state and see what gets wrote down. Some people say that that's like your spirit guide writing, like using you to write. But I thought he was talking to argue with him. Let him get a Looney Tunes tattoo if that's what he wants. Do you watch Haley Reeves? No. I love her. She talks about how to meditate. Automatic writing? Is that what it's called? I don't remember. But I've thought about doing something like that. I can't paint, but I can draw. But the result is awesome. Yeah, I would love to. Like I said, my abilities when I was younger were way more intense, and so like I actually pushed them away, and like they kind of shut off on me for a while. And now, knowing what I know now, I wish I would have been more accepting of it because now I feel like part of me is closed off. Not so much as it used to be, but I'm slowly trying to open up more again because I closed it off because I couldn't handle it at the time. But like I said, if I knew now, like back then, I would never have shut it off. And the other thing that kind of worries me about like meditating, doing that stuff in this house is that this house is haunted. I've talked about this before, and there is definitely a dark entity lurking about and following me around. So part of me is like, I don't know if I want to allow myself to be vulnerable like that. Because I mean, when you get into one of those meditative states, you are vulnerable. Like, so part of me is just like, I don't know about that, Timmy. I don't know about that. Though it hasn't really done anything. Oh, Jay. Okay, so the other day, no, don't meditate there then. I know exactly, that's why I haven't meditated in this house. Yeah, but last night I had this visitation. It scared me. Okay, I was about to tell you. Um, so the other day I was talking to Jay. If you guys don't know, she's a friend of mine. And this thing happened where I saw this man, and it was like out of the blue. Like nothing paranormal has been happening in the house. Like everything's been kind of quiet. But I seen the man, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Yesterday, as I was talking, I was standing in the kitchen this time, and where I saw him standing in the doorway of the kitchen, and I was in here, and I could look through the doorways, and I saw him. This time, I was standing where he was standing, and then in the corner of my eye, I saw him standing over in the other doorway behind me, back where I was standing before when I first saw him. It startled me again. I just like looked at him and he disappeared. So like I don't know why I've been just randomly seeing this man. And then my mom had told me, she goes, yeah, all day, because she told me this yesterday. She goes, all day she's been seeing stuff. And right now, we're doing construction in the kitchen in our laundry room. So I realized that last night. I'm like, oh no, we woke something up. Like, that always happens when you do like changes and constructions and stuff like that. It wakes things up. It like stirs the energy, and then everybody's like, "Oh, let's get up. Something's going on." So I'm like, okay. It doesn't feel like malicious or anything. Like I'm not getting a bad vibe. I'm not getting a good vibe. Like I was telling Jay, normally when stuff like that happens, I would feel like an energy, right? I'd feel some sort of vibe, and then something would happen, and then afterwards there'd be like a slight vibe until it left. Well, in seeing this thing, no vibe, nothing. Like it's there and then gone, and then that's it. There's no vibe, there's no energy, nothing. It's just there and gone. And I'm just like, that's really weird because normally, you feel a vibe, but I haven't been. Which I don't know. That's very odd. I've never had that before. Your visitation was a little girl. Seems an odd one here. I embrace both sides and have no issue with it. What? We're both darkness and light. Well, yeah, no, we have darkness and we have light in us. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but like certain entities, they're trying to feed off you, so it's just like that's the only reason why it's even a concern for me. Because it's been feeding off me for years, and I don't, that's not something to embrace. Bad experiences with little girls. Yeah, I don't personally, these are just my personal beliefs. I don't believe in like little kid ghosts and stuff. I mean, it's different if it's like a vision or, you know, but me personally, I don't believe in little kid spirits. It's like it's the one I always see when something bad happens. See, like No, they're generally too Yeah, okay, that's what my belief is, that like if a kid passes away, they're gonna go, straight to the other side. They're not. Yeah, but we're just humans. Yeah, there are some people who are so draining. Fucking vampires. What is it? Energy vampires or whatever it's called. I haven't seen her in 6 years. Oh, honey. That's not good. Did she say anything? Psychic vampires. There you go. There you go. I did a whole project on them when I was in school. Hate those people. Yeah, they suck. Especially being an empath. Like, you're just more sensitive to shit. Like, ugh. Some trickster spirits take shape of children to mess with females. Like, that's why, like, for me, a lot of times if someone's seeing like a little kid spirit, it's something darker. It's something like tricking them. So that's my belief. Like if you're seeing that something is trying to trick you, but like it's different if it's like some sort of like vision warning or something like that. Like you know. So there are some instances where it's fine, but like I was outside smoking a cig. I heard a giggle and I felt so cold. Then I saw her. Same dress. See, like the fact that you're just feeling like that. Long blonde hair, blue eyes, red bow. Like the fact that you would just even get that feeling is bad. Like, because I feel like if things don't mean you harm, then you're not gonna feel like that. Which is why the thing I've been seeing, I don't think it means me any harm, because I don't have any sort of vibe from it. If something's around that tries to harm me, I just tell it to fuck off and go away. Obviously not in those words, but I tell it to go away. Victorian dress little girl I would see when I was in a scary black shoes. She only comes around when someone in my family passes away. Well, random theory, could you be seeing like a reaper type thing? Like maybe it's appearing in a form that it thinks won't frighten you? Just a random thought. I work with little guys and like don't know any other term, but I would be careful with that. Okay. She would almost like flash, step outside 1 second in my face, the next. Ooh, no, that's spoopy. No. I'm so steady and painted. That's cool. Yeah, I would not be cool with that or tell it to go away. Be like, nope, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Another thing I've learned is to not, like, if you hear something calling your name, don't respond to it because that's them trying to, like, yeah. I honestly could tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you, and no, she looks like a little girl from afar, but when she is closer, her face is all black with red eyes. Ooh. Yeah, probably not a Reaper then. Like, and like when I say Reaper, I mean like, you know, like a Grim Reaper or a Angel of Death type of thing. I'd like to think that if you were to see death, it wouldn't be scary. Like, I like to think that, but obviously I don't know. I mean, I've seen death, but I've never physically actually seen its physical form or anything like that. And when I say I see death, I mean like I've been present for somebody passing away. That's what I mean by I've seen death. I tried to pretend I didn't see or hear her. That's a good way to ignore them. Don't give them the attention. Because a lot of times when spirits try to scare you, it's because they're trying to feed off the energy of you being scared. And that's usually a more negative spirit than. Yeah, why is death gonna want you to fight it? You know, even death doesn't have time for that. Right? So you would think that, like, if you were to see death, like, actually see it when it comes for you, I don't know, I'd like to think it wouldn't look scary. You know, I've died before. It was a beautiful feeling, and with her, I don't feel that. Yeah, it's probably not a Reaper then. Like I said, I don't know too much about like Reapers and like Angels of Death, but like I don't know. I personally would like to think that they're not scary. And I think I do remember you telling me something about you dying before. Yeah, hence ignoring it. Yeah, just sometimes you just gotta ignore them. Sometimes what I do is if ignoring them don't work, I just tell them you need to go away. You ain't welcome here. I go get my sage. I start, doing a little sageness. Be like, spirits, leave this place. You are not welcome here. Like, just gotta do that once in a while. This house seriously needs a cleansing though. Especially now that we're doing construction in the kitchen. We definitely need some sort of cleansing after it's done. And I think that's why I'm starting to see stuff and mom's seeing stuff and I'm just like, ooh, we need to do a cleansing. I could probably write a book about all the experiences and stuff I've had. Oh. But instead, I'm gonna write a fantasy novel with some romance and action. I do ignore her. She gets worse and closer even when I tell her to leave. She won't. I think it's something that was by my father's side. Could be. I'm sure that there's. I'll whip something up for you later to see if I can help you with that. Tied to the bloodline, maybe. Yeah, I've heard of it happening. I mean, I've never actually met anybody that it's happened to, but I've heard of things where people, they deal in dark things they weren't supposed to, and it kind of just like stays attached with the family. I've heard of that before. It's like a family haunting almost. That's like ancient curse material. She only come when you smoked. My father is a native person who have done terrible things. Yeah, I know, honey. Yeah, and I do believe, some people can also develop energies that kind of take a life on their own. No, she comes at random. She's only appeared to you twice though. See, that's the thing that's weird. She's only appeared twice when someone's passed away. Also, has somebody passed away? Um, that you know of? Is your mom doing alright? Sorry, I shouldn't worry you, but I know that your mama wasn't doing so great the other day when we talked, so. Alright, third time's the charm. Yep. Get some salt sage and some lavender. The works. um like sometimes you need something a little stronger than telling them to fuck off and leave you alone. Um yes, black tourmaline, exactly. I've been trying to get my hands on some of that. I forgot about it. There's an online shop I want to get some from. Oh, she has been many times before, and my mom is okay. Grandfather isn't doing so well. Oh, I thought you said she only came around when someone passed away. My bad, I misunderstood. And that's the one thing that's also tough. It's like, there's so much stuff out there. It's like you don't always know what it is. Oh, I'm now eighth and bored. Passed away was my aunt 6 years ago. Okay, so she's shown up many times, but only when someone passes away? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, I am the dumb, so you have to explain things to me. Yes. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what made me think it was, you know, uh, like a reaper or something, but obviously that's not the case if she's so scary and like, ooh. Yes, come on. Let's see if I can guess you. Hello, left do I guess people? I haven't guessed it in a while. No one's waiting in the guess queue. Click. Did it work? No, Khaleesi. Your name is Khaleesi. I'm inviting you, Jay. Fun fact, the will of the wisp often likes to take shape of children to make them chase them and get lost. Just random fact. Jay! What the fu? Dragon. Cannot invite guests. What? Oh, she's no longer she fucking left. Well, okay then. I see how it is. The third Jay just leaves. But yeah, like I said, like there's just so much stuff out there. Like it's not always Jay, get back here. It's not always, spirits and dark entities. Like you don't know what's out there. Like I believe that there's a lot of things out there. A lot of things lurking in the dark too. My phone froze. Oh no! I was like, fine, leave that, Jay. So your dad call you on here? Cannot invite guests. The broadcaster is no longer watching you. What the freak? Jay! She's gone again, you guys. This is such a disappointment. Wait. Never mind. Jay's back. Never mind. Jacky Wacky. Jakey Wakey. I'm gonna grab a smoke, so I won't type for a while, but I will here. Cool. You do you. I'm not even getting my hopes up, okay? I know, I'm just like, why? Why she do this to me? She should probably just get on a computer then if her phone's acting up, but because I do want to end the stream soon here, so that's only because I'm starving, and also I don't know how much battery is left on my phone, and it's not telling me if it's gonna run out here, so if it just ends, you know what happened, my phone died then. Otherwise the chat's gonna be filled with, yay, Jay's back. Oh, never mind, she's not. It's like, boop, just kidding. What if someone came in right at that part? Just no context, don't know what's going on. I mean, granted, I did do it randomly anyways, but I'm so weird. Why do you guys like me? I'm so weird. My new thing that I've been doing lately. Okay, now try. I don't even want to get my hopes up, Jay, because every time I click to guess you, you disappear. Accidentally backed out of the stream. Don't you hate that?
Hi.
Fuck. There you are, bish. Okay.
Okay, hopefully my internet won't drop me again.
just drop you right now. Just click.
Okay, what was I even saying before all this happened?
I don't even remember what the fuck we were gonna talk about.
Okay, so oh yeah, the little girl. Okay, so I've been seeing her throughout my entire life, and she only appears like when something bad happens, not just when someone dies. Um, yeah. So I mean, my grandfather, he hasn't been doing so well lately. That's why I went to go earlier walk and check on him. Um, but yeah, he's a survivor, let me tell you that. He's been through 6 strokes, 3 heart attacks. He's had multiple like heart surgeries, knee surgeries, and stuff like that. He's type 2 diabetic, but he keeps telling me that he just wants to go home to my grandmother.
No.
Ow. Ear
Well,
rape.
she shows up when bad things happen. See, to me, shit. I don't know. It just told me I have 20% battery left. So I'm gonna have to end the stream soon here. But the fact that she shows up when bad things happen makes it seem like maybe she's feeding on like negative energy,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, or maybe it's some sort of uh, this probably will sound silly, but like bad luck thing or something that like causes curses or something like that. Like
Well, see, I do believe that because, oh no, you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
You're frozen.
No.
See, she doesn't want me to talking to you.
Eh,
Kalia, yeah, she feeds on tragedy. And like, see, I've always think I was cursed because everything bad you can possibly imagine has always happened to me. Like, yeah, my other siblings have had their bad moments, but they're doing great financially. They have jobs and stuff. I mean, their relationships or whatever, but with me, it's just always been one thing after another. And
well,
I feel like I'm cursed because of my father.
you never know. But I do think that sometimes we're meant to go through a tougher path than other people.
Yeah, true.
So it's like that could be it too, but it could also be like, yeah, your father was a major negative energy. Maybe he attracted something.
Well, see, like, I don't want to go too depth into it because, it's very adult type of thing, but
Annie says she has a theory. What's your
okay, let's hear your
theory?
theory.
Tell us. And now we wait.
Until then, rar.
Right, I was gonna say you look so cute.
I know. I wish the ears were a little longer though. Like, by the way, unintentionally we both have like the same hairdo
Yep.
today.
Yeah. I have my hair clipped up, so
So do I. Like, there we go.
that's fun.
I, I swear we're twins.
Jenny must be typing.
Oh God, I'm scared of theory sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm a walking theory. Like, oh, by the way, I do take back about only females. We do believe that my second eldest brother, JC, I think I've told you this before, is a carnation of my uncle.
Yeah, you have told me that.
Yourself see you and you see from it. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Like, usually, like,
Hmm.
I've seen other spirits and stuff like that, and she's the only child spirit that I've ever come across that's just like just completely horrid, negative and stuff like that. Like,
Anything significant with a red bow? That's
Yeah. Oh, and speaking like, oh God, I wish I had the picture. Okay, so before my mother-in-law came, my mother-in-law, and she had her own store. I came across this one of these pictures, and it was of a little girl, long blonde hair, white dress, red bow in her hair, black buckled up shoes, and she was like in a little field. And I panicked, and she was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I've seen this little girl before." And it didn't click until I saw her again.
weird.
And she had that, she still has that painting in her house.
That's so weird. How long has it been there?
Well, since she had her store, so I want to say like 10 years.
And when did
Yeah.
you start seeing the little girl?
When I first started seeing her, or the last time?
When you first
Um,
started?
I think I was like 5.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah. I think I was like 5 years old because I was playing in my closet because, us kids like playing hide and seek and closets, you know. Attract spirits.
Speak very negatively and gets very sad. Someone can attract spirits that feel affinity. If you want to go, then you need to work to let go of the past. Well,
Eh,
what I was saying earlier, that like, there are negative entities out there that they want to feed off you and they attach themselves. And like I've talked about that, I have a thing that follows me around and it attached itself to me when I was younger and I was going through a really negative part of my life. That was when I was cutting. That was when I was suicidal. That was when I was going through all this tragedy. And that's when it clung to
mhm.
me. And now I can't shake the fucker. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's just weird, like, how, like, because it'll get to the point where I won't see her for years, and, like, out of the random, I was outside, I was watching the stars, I was stargazing last night, because that's how clear it is out here, and then, bam, there she was. And I'm just like, why? Because I haven't thought of her or anything like that, and just, like, out of that, and then it's like, we get the news, your uncle's, or your grandfather's got pneumonia. I'm like, you know? I just only found out that he has ammonia again just like today.
mm,
Yeah.
God.
But I mean, along with, my negative past and stuff, I also try to like look forward to the future and stuff because I'm a very optimistic person.
Yeah,
So,
I try to do the same thing, and I'm in therapy and I'm working through things, and like I said, I noticed that the that thing is quieted down and kind of went to sleep. Um,
mhm.
I think a big part of that is because I've dealt with stuff, and I'm in the process of dealing with more stuff. You know,
Right.
so I think that's a big part of it. It's like I'm more positive now, and I'm dealing with things, so it doesn't have anything to feed off of. So it just kind of like went to sleep. You know,
Mhm.
and that can be it. Like maybe it's the same thing with you. Something attached itself to you, and when nothing bad's happening, it just kind of goes to sleep. And then it's like,
Right,
ooh,
right.
I'm gonna come feed on that. Like,
Well, see, I mean, my life is just one big walking tragedy after another, but even through the darkest times, I always try focusing on that light of tunnel. And for me personally, I'd rather look at the light at the end of the tunnel than focus around all the darkness around it. Like even like you know my situation right now. Like even then I'm still very hopeful and stuff. Like today I forgot to tell you I went to a job interview.
yay! That's
Yeah. So, and it's at a place that I would be definitely comfortable in. It's like a rock climbing type thing and bungee jumping and big trampoline, fun house. I'd be so happy to do that. That'd be awesome.
that'd be really cool.
Right.
Were you here for the part where I said about what happened at work?
No, no, I wasn't.
You remember me telling you how I'm a replacement for the one girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she quit today. And so now I have all her hours. So I'm about to be very busy.
Hey, more money.
It sucks because I don't have a license right now. So I'm just like, how am I gonna get there? Like, I'll
Mm,
figure something out. I'll figure it out. So I just told my boss, I'm like, it should be fine. If not, I'll let her know. So she's like, okay, just keep me posted if it won't work out. So she's very understanding because she knows I don't have a license. So she knows, and she knows I'm across town. So I
right.
figure out certain ways to get to work. So she gets it. She's really cool.
Well,
Uh,
luckily for me, this place is literally like, okay, so if I start from where I'm at, I cut through a couple of trailers and go through their backyards and stuff, and right next to is a CVS, and I'm right there, like literally like a 10-minute walk, if that. So, I
cool.
mean, hopefully they hire me. My
Yeah.
only worry is my big gaping ear holes.
Why did they say that was a problem?
Well, most places like that, because I mean, their uniforms kind of look a bit preppy. Um, but most places do have issues with that because of how other people, you know, happy peppiness, and same thing with the nose piercing.
Yeah. Well, me and like mine, they you can't tell, so people don't even know that they're cages because I have them closed. Like the earrings I put them in them, they're plugged, so they're not.
Well, I have no way of getting a taper that big.
Yeah. Band-Aid. There you go. Jenny said put Band-Aid on 'em.
Oh, what happened to your ears? Nothing, nothing, just the accident,
It's just a big ass Band-Aid.
just my dog had bit my ear a couple times.
Well, I mean, you could put Band-Aids on them and then like, cover it with your hair. I mean,
Yeah, but that place is like they try to keep it like because it is a trampoline and rock climbing, they try to have it like kind of like the outside weather. So after a while, I have to put my hair up because, girl,
yeah.
I'm
They,
thick, so
they
I sweat.
say you are clumsy. That's what Jenny just said. Stick the Band-Aids on, say you're clumsy.
Well, I mean that does work to my advantage because I am clumsy.
Same.
It's just gonna be fun because I will be an instructor, so it's something I've never done before. What the hell is that? No.
I like how
Sorry, I heard like thump, 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 thump.
yeah, and I like how you say that, and now my dog's starting to like bark.
My dog started barking too.
She's going. "Rrr, rrr." I don't know if you can hear her.
I don't know if you can hear Gizmo going off.
I hear Gizmo. I can hear him.
Yeah. It's probably kids. Like, oh my god, since it's such a beautiful day, even though I can tell it's gonna rain because my arthritis has kicked in,
Oh no.
you could band it and put concealer over it.
Liquid
I
latex.
wish I had liquid latex. See, if
Yeah.
I had liquid latex, I'd be doing some creepy, crazy makeup right now. Aw, thank
That's
you,
great.
Jenny.
Um, my mom, she has this like it's like a tumor type thing in the bone of her leg, and when
Hmm.
storms are about to happen, it like swells up and throbbs or whatever.
See, with my leg, like how I still have that blood clot in my leg, because, they couldn't get to it, so now it's like fossilized in there. Um, and my leg will swell up, like it's so swollen. I was like, oh God. And see, like another thing is like I like heat, but if it goes over 80 degrees, like my body's like, why?
I hate heat. That's why I like it up here. I hate the summertime.
Yeah, Jenny, you are adorably sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, I hate the heat. I hate summertime. I only like to swim. That's the only reason why I like summer in any way.
Dude, I'm actually hyped because if the weather keeps doing this, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm going down to the beach because, like, I want to go swimming. I haven't gone
Yeah.
down to the beach in almost 3 years.
came from mid Florida. I feel the hatred of heat. I felt it in my soul.
Good. We'll see where I'm at. It's like not like a dry heat, it's a humidity type heat, and I swear that's the worst type of heat there is.
Yeah. And see, Minnesota summers are extremely humid, and like it gets so bad up here. And like a Minnesota summer is like a regular,
Minnesota.
it's like a regular day in Florida. Well, actually, Florida wasn't that bad when I went and visited, but I know that they had bad days.
Well, Jenny, you want to know something funny? Like my name, my real name is actually a very positive type name and it's very bubbly type name. And everyone who I've ever met is like, "You're super bubbly and happy." So, I mean, I always try to look at the happiness and you're frozen by the way. Looks like you're doing this. Okay, now you're Oh God. Shirtless military guys. I don't know how to feel about that. Are they doing a calendar? Oh, guys, that's another weird thing about me and Rainbow. We both found out we'd make the same weird noise.
Oh yeah, and then we both found out that we both call our grandma Mima.
Yes.
There's always so many things that we're just like, wow.
Aw, thank you, Jenny. Whoever you are, you're such a freaking sweetheart. I just want to grab you and like give you like the biggest hug, but you're probably taller than me because I'm only like 4'11".
It doesn't take much to be taller than
God, my
you.
dogs are going nuts.
I can hear that.
They hate kids.
Uh,
175 centimeters.
I can't. No.
I was gonna say, how tall would that be in feet?
I know. Like, God dang it! I gotta translate. I'm trying to like put it in my head. My sister is
Like, see, this
4'11".
is what I hate about
Ah,
America. They don't teach us proper stuff like that.
they don't teach us
I-
the like whatever shit. Everyone else in the world is like what the metric system or whatever.
Yes!
She's my twin, but I'm
And,
5'5". Oh, so your twin's 4'11". That's. I'm trying to
aw,
figure out how Jenny's is in my head. Oop, 10% battery. Don't be surprised if
oh,
I suddenly disappear.
well, I'll just take over your show.
Can't American way of height. Oh my gosh. I know. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, okay, 70,
Jenny, it's fine. Us Americans are stupid. I mean, look at our president.
Our president is a Cheeto, so what's that tell you about
Oh my God, like, did you hear what Kanye West said about slavery?
No, I've been hearing that he's been saying a bunch of crazy stuff.
Okay, you know, in American history, there was over 400 years of slavery.
Five
Oh, wow,
foot seven.
Jenny's, wow,
Oh, you're the same height as me, Jenny. Same exact height. I'm 5'7".
5'11".
I know.
I caught that. But in
Five
American history, there's like over 400 years of slavery. Well, Kanye West is saying that it seems more of a choice to be slaves. Like, if you had over 400 years, like, it was a choice. I'm like, bruh.
Boy, is you be dumb? Like, how was? I'm
Right?
sorry that our
And
education system.
he is a Trump lover. Like, oh my God. I think they met over this past weekend at up Trump Tower. By the way, you're frozen again. Now you're not. Your, your phone's like, no, I don't wanna.
It's on 10% battery right now, so it's
Do you
probably
want
why
to
it's. I should end it. MG, a Viking slave, all people they wanted. I know. Like that blows my mind. Like, how stupid are you? Like,
Yeah, but Jenny, like, in
yeah.
Kanye's mind, it's a choice.
Oh my god. I heard that him and Kim are getting divorced. Is that true?
I don't know. That'd be messed up. Well, then again, I'd be happy for her for leaving him, but at the same time,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
After that comment, I mean, I'd probably be gone myself. No, that was just a thing I
True.
heard. Okay. It's probably just a rumor, but I was like, someone said about her divorcing
Mm.
him. That was probably her longest marriage, if it's true. But no, yeah, that's ridiculous. How can anyone? That's like that dude. That oh my god, I think it was a senator. I don't remember. Like he was like a really like high profile person. There was this older white dude, and he was saying basically women couldn't get raped because they're. Hold on, wait. Let me tell you, women couldn't get raped because if they didn't want it, their vagina closes shut. So his argument was that their body would reject anything that tried to penetrate it if they truly didn't want it. And I'm just like, that was a few years ago, and I remember hearing about that, and I was just like,
That
are you
reminds me, that reminds me of the judge that's in Texas who said, "Well, why didn't you try harder closing your legs? Because if you really didn't want it, you would close your legs."
what the fuck?
And this was in Texas.
It's like, do they not understand how rape works? Like, do you not
No.
understand body? Like, what is going on? Like, but I just thought it was so funny. Like it's honestly interesting because there are a lot of people who don't understand how bodies work. Like, it's really weird.
Well, I mean, I know some females who don't know that there's two holes in, the vagina. They think it's just all one hole.
Oh, I know
I'm
some
like,
guys.
you
It's one thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's no, no.
like you remember that story I was telling you how when I had kidney stones and the one doctor said, "Oh, well, I mean, it shouldn't be hard for you to pass them because, women give birth." I'm like, "That's a different hole."
It's going out the. Like, what do you mean? Like,
And he's a doctor. And I think I was like 13, 14 at the time when this happened.
I can understand if he meant like pain tolerance wise. I guess I could
Oh
get
no.
that.
No, 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 no. Like, dude, I was screaming like my nails were digging into like the holders and stuff just for these tiny little pellets to
Well, I
pop
mean,
out, you know?
they're coming out of an area that is not, not meant for that.
Right, right. It was showed on
God,
Swedish media.
God. I was talking about the thing. I think he's referring to what I was talking about. I might have been talking about two different things, but I would not be surprised if that was the thing. That they would not get pregnant and need an abortion or whatever.
Hmm.
Again, I don't understand people. Like, that's not how it works. God, like,
You know
oh.
what I don't understand?
Or that, if the person being raped has an orgasm, then it wasn't rape. And
I'm
it's just,
sorry about my dogs, you guys.
okay.
They're having a fit in a.
It's okay. I can barely hear it, so.
Okay, good. But you know what I don't understand is like why, like how they get to control abortion and stuff. It's all men. Same thing with tampons and stuff like that. They're the ones who are regulating all the stuff for females, and it's like, but they have no idea what we go through. But it's okay for them to regulate stuff for us. But by golly, a man could get Viagra for free on his insurance.
Mm-hmm. This is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Like, I read a thing about this dude that thought females picked and chose when to men.
I'm done. I'm so freaking done.
People are so dumb. You know what? I blame that schools give um parents options for their kids to skip the sex health stuff. I blame that because you know what happens? They never get educated, and then the parents never explain anything to them.
hmm I had the talk when I was like 5 years old. I love dogs. I mean, they do naughty stuff. The worst controllers are the women that shame. Yes, I agree. There are some crazy women out there, man.
Hmm. There are
Like,
women that are, you know, it's not just men that do shit. There's women too that do the
hmm
shit, and it's just like, oh my god.
it's like
Like
you are a woman, but you say all these crazy stuff. Can't
you
do that here
that
in
here in
Sweden.
Sweden you will get a zero on that course. Well, they should do that here because clearly, clearly,
I mean, come on. There's kids like I was telling one of our friends, and she's not from America, and I was explaining that you'll see kids like little girls walking around who are like 10, 12 years old, pregnant, or like wearing adult clothing. Like that's another thing that irritates me. Like you are a child. You don't need to be wearing like short shorts and low tank tops and stuff like that, or having your face all contoured and stuff like that. You're a child. You're supposed to look like a child. I hate that type of mentality that, like, oh, I'm just gonna let them wear whatever they want to wear. No!
hmm, oh my god, some people. I blame that most of the schools in the South choose to teach abstinence instead of, oh crap, I'm having a baby with my hubby and now what? I was called a murderer when I did an abortions by my female relatives. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Like, because, okay, for me personally, like, I'm pro life, but I respect that it's someone's decision. You know what I mean? Like, it's your decision. I'm going to respect that it's your decision. Just because I wouldn't do it, doesn't mean that I should shame you for doing it. You know?
Right. I see,
It's
I
shame.
respect you for that because I'm pro-choice, and like sometimes, like where I live in Ohio, they changed the thing where you cannot get an abortion by 8 weeks, and most females don't know they're pregnant until 4 to 8 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
it is ridiculous because sometimes you won't also know if there's a severe birth defect or if there's something that terribly goes wrong during the pregnancy that can endanger both the mother and the child. And I feel like, why should it be up to like state and stuff to decide, oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
you're past 8 weeks, you can't get an abortion. Same thing, like I know it's a very touchy subject, but like most women when they are raped and they do get pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
it's when they have that child, the child gets all the brunt to it because it's a constant reminder. And for people who are so against abortion, it's like, okay, well, if you're so against abortions, are you going to start adopting kids who actually need homes? Because foster care is horrible. It is just horrendous. Like if I can't get pregnant and stuff eventually, maybe if I move to a different state or something like that, I do want to adopt because I feel so bad for all those poor kids. And that's
It,
something I don't understand.
it doesn't help that it's really hard to adopt, though. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you have to go, and
Yes.
I understand going through a process of, like, background checks and stuff like that, but it's, like, so hard to adopt a kid. And it's like,
Mm.
well, if you make that process a tiny bit easier, maybe more and less expensive, maybe more people would, you know?
Right, true.
And
Right. I
it's
didn't
very,
need to learn basic STD knowledge, just a scary horror film of full blown causes, not a clue what they were though. That's confusing.
yeah, when I was younger, I remember, like, the whole STD classes and, like, sex ed or whatever. When I was younger, they really didn't explain it that much. They just gave you basically, like, a, don't have sex or you get STD and die. Like,
It's like that whole campaign about like drugs are bad and this is your brain on drugs with the whole fried egg type thing. I don't
I
get
don't get
why people want children when you
doesn't
are broke and live in a bad area. I don't understand that either.
yeah,
I
exactly.
really don't. Because when you're about to have a child, you want better for them and stuff in every single way possible.
Hmm.
Like,
Like
I don't get, just like I
I
don't understand. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Well, I was just saying, like, I have bad baby fever, like really bad, but
Let's see.
I know better because it's just like I'm broke. I'm not living on my own. I'm not, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not gonna have a kid right now. Like more people need to think about those things, you know?
Mm-hmm. But
'Cause
what
there are
really irritates me is when people do have kids, but they abuse the kids in every sense of way of abuse, mentally, physically. Like, I don't get those type of people.
no, it's
Like,
like why have a kid? Like, what?
exactly. Like, it's like you see women who are pregnant, smoking, or doing drugs or something, or, you see them, letting other people do nasty, horrid things to children, and I'm just like, it's something I grew up living, and I'm just like, why would you want to do something to a child like that? They're not money funds and stuff like that, and that's how most people, just like, I get, this is another touchy subject, but I get so peeled when women who get child support use the child support on them. And I'm like, no, that child support is for the child, for to get every necessities for that child, not for you to go get your hair done, your nails done, or whatever. I hate
Mhm.
that shit so much, and a lot of people disagree with me.
No, I that's no, I get it. It's like that's messed up. I hope you put it on
Kalia, I'm the same way, girl.
sugar gliders. Yeah, someday, like if I ever, because I want to live in the city, but if I was ever to live on a farm, you're
Hmm.
only gonna get me tree if I can have a mini pig farm. That's the only way you're gonna get me out there.
See, since, going from the city to somewhat of a like urban suburb, like I kind of like it out here. I like that, there's a bit more freedom. It's not clouded out by stuff. I love the fact that I can go outside and see stars clearly and stuff like that. I love that. If I could, I honestly would have a whole zoo of animals because I love animals and they're not animals, they're babies to me. Two
I think
random facts from me.
stars are pretty. I love stars.
Stars are beautiful. Like last night I was trying to look at the constellations and stuff because like I said, you can clearly see everything outside, and I mean we have a bit of lighting, but it's not to like how it is in the big city. I
Yeah,
guess it was too nasty to read. Well, what was too nasty to read, honey?
I don't think your comment was popping up. You now does that sometimes. It's happened
Yeah.
where I'll comment something and then it just doesn't pop up. Like I don't see it because I'm like, what is she? What did she comment?
I'm scrolling up. From what I can see, the last thing I saw her post was, with random you will get bigger risk for cancer in the womb.
Yeah, I missed that. I see it right now, but I missed that earlier.
Yeah. I
Before
mean, I
that, it
read
was
I read
full.
the people who don't like are broken children, but I didn't see the other one until now.
Yeah, I didn't
Sorry.
see it. Oh, sorry, hon.
Yeah, we're sorry, honey.
I get distracted with talking, and sometimes I don't look at the chat too. So my bad. But I should probably end the stream because I bet you anything I got like 2% battery left.
Oh God. Well, hey, thank you for guesting me, and thank you for everyone who came to see the beautiful rainbow unicorn.
I might try to do these more often because I said at the beginning of this that like when I don't have a video, I think I'm just gonna live stream.
Hey,
So I did
do it. I mean,
it today, so I was just like, I'm just gonna live stream. Fuck it.
hey, there you go. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you for letting me come on. Bye, Jenny. Bye, Kalia. Bye.
No, it's Khaleesi. Shush. I just came for Jay. Oh, I see how it is, Khaleesi. I see how it is. All right. Bye, guys. How do I? It's not ending.